Hello student, welcome in our 12th lecture. Myself P.S. Patil, working as assistant professor in Ketechum College. Student, in the previous lecture, we have seen that the gas chromatography and supercritical fluid chromatography. These two chromatographic technique we have seen in the previous lecture. Now, in this lecture, we are going to discuss HPLC and capillary electrophoresis. So the learning objectives of the today's lectures are about HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography, and capillary electrophoresis. So first we start with the HPLC. HPLC, the full form of HPLC is high performance liquid chromatography. This HPLC is a high performance liquid chromatography, high pressure liquid chromatography, high precise liquid chromatography. These are the name for this HPLC. It is a column chromatography. That means here we use a column. That's why it is a column chromatography. It is a liquid chromatography. So whatever mobile phase is used, that is a liquid. That's why it is a liquid chromatography. It is modified from a gas chromatography. It is applicable for both volatile as well as non-volatile compounds. Means in the gas chromatography we only use the non-volatile compounds. Here we use volatile as well as non-volatile compounds. It can mainly divided by two types: normal phase HPLC and reverse phase HPLC. Means it is divided into two types: normal and reversed phase HPLC. It is having high resolution and separation capacity. It having high resolution and separation capacity. It is used as quantitative as well as qualitative analysis. Qualitative and quantitative analysis means what? In quantitative analysis we find out how much amount is there, and qualitative means what is present in that is nothing but the qualitative. High performance liquid chromatography is a chromatographic technique used to separate the mixture of compounds in analytical chemistry and biochemistry with the purpose of identifying, quantifying or purifying the individual components of a mixture. So this is the principle of this HPLC. It is an analytical technique. It is mostly used in analytical chemistry as well as a biochemistry to identify, quantify and purify the individual components of the mixture. Okay. Then we see the principle of this HPLC. High performance liquid chromatography is a principle is based on adsorption as well as partition chromatography, similar to the gas chromatography, right? Is depending on the nature of stationary phase. If the stationary phase is solid, the principle it is based on adsorption chromatography, and if the stationary phase is liquid, it is based on the partition chromatography. Okay, the stationary phase used as a liquid, that's why it is also called the liquid chromatography. Okay, it is important for determination of volatile and non-volatile compounds. It is also important for determination of qualitative and quantitative analysis. It is important for determination of a retention time. The time is required or after the sample injection, maximum angle peak reaches to the detector. That is nothing but the retention time. So it is very simple and very important principle of this HPLC. So student, you have to remember these black points. It is based on adsorption as well as partition chromatography. Then it determines the volatile and non-volatile compounds. It determines the qualitative and quantitative analysis, and it also important for the determination of a retention time. So you have to remember this bold black points. Okay, Then we see the advantages of this HPLC technique. It is very simple, rapid and reproducible technique, high sensitive technique, high performance technique, rapid process and hence time saving process. It is having high resolution and separation capacity, accuracy and precision. Stationary phase was chemically inert. Wide varieties of the stationary phase are used. Mobile phase was chemically inert. Less requirement of the mobile phase in developing the chamber. So early recovery of separated components, easy visualization of separated components. It is having good reproducibility and repeatability. It is analytical technique is important for the validation of a product, quality control, studies of the product. It is important for qualitative and quantitative analysis and it is used for both analytical and preparative purpose. So student, you have to remember all of the each advantages. Okay. Then the next technique, that is capillary electrophoresis. The principle of this capillary electrophoresis is this capillary electrophoresis is an analytical separation technique which allows the ion and charge molecule separation based on their mobility difference in short period of a time with high efficiency and low solvent consumption. Okay student, it is clear. The analytical separation technique which allow the ion and charge molecule separation means in this technique what we are going to separate, ion and charge molecules are going to separate by using this technique, which is totally based on their mobility difference in short period of a time with high efficiency and low solvent consumption. The name of this technique is due to the site where the separation takes place. A capillary, which is a tube with an inner diameter ranging from 10 to 100 micrometers. So it is very small. So that capillary is used. That's why the name is capillary electrophoresis. Then we see the techniques and instrumentation. This capillary electrophoresis instrumentation is relatively simple. It consists of two platinum electrodes. We call it as anodes and cathode connected to a high voltage power supply and fused silica capillary tube whose ends are immersed into the reservoir containing buffer solution. Okay, it is very simple. For the detection, the capillary tube must have an optical window simply made by removing the polymer coating. This window is aligned with the detector, which is often a UV. A buffer solution can be modified by adding a substance, which lead to alternative mechanism of retention and therefore to different mode of the capillary electrophoresis. The mode or the methods that can be mentioned are capillary zone electrophoresis, micellar electrokinetic chromatography, capillary gel electrophoresis, capillary isoelectric focusing, and capillary isotactophoresis. So these are the methods can be monitored. So this is the technique and instrumentation. Then the last point, that is the application of this capillary electrophoresis. The technique used in the different research areas such as biotechnology, pharmacy and medicine. This capillary electrophoresis or CZE means capillary zone electrophoresis has been employed in bioscience in order to separate the peptides and proteins and also for the separation of organic and inorganic ions. So student, capillary electrophoresis means it is the separation technique and it is separate the ions or the charged molecule. These are separated by using this capillary electrophoresis. So this is used to separate the peptides and proteins and separation of organic and inorganic ions. Then MEKC. MEKC means micellar electrokinetic chromatography is used for the separation of a charged solute as in capillary zone electrophoresis, but also the neutral ones. Some examples are amino acid, vitamins, pharmaceutical products, nucleic acids, and explosives. This GCE is usually used in a biological science for the separation of a micromolecule such as proteins and nucleic acid. Then CI means capillary isoelectric focusing is the mode used to separate the peptides and proteins based on their pi, means isoelectric point. Then CI uh, capillary isotactophoresis is useful for analyzing the cations and anions simultaneously. Then the next is classification of chromatographic methods. Chromatographic separation may be classified in three ways, which is based on physical state of the mobile phase and the stationary phase. In the mobile phase is usually a liquid or gas, and the stationary phase, when present, is a solid or the liquid film coated on a solid surface. Means chromatographic techniques are often named by listing the type of mobile phase followed by the stationary phase. Okay, so it is nothing but the physical state of the mobile phase and the stationary phase. Then second classification method of contact between the mobile phase and the stationary phase. Chemical or the physical mechanism responsible for the separating the sample constituents. Okay, so by this three way we can classify the chromatographic methods. So student, in the next lecture we will discuss the thin layer chromatography. Okay, thank you.